Hi everyone, my name is Mr. Francy and I am very excited to get to today's video because for the longest time I've wanted to branch out and move away from exclusively doing booktube content, and today we are going to start off with a bit of a Q&A. So I have found a website that basically lists about 50 questions to get to know you as a person. So I'm excited. I don't know if I'm going to answer all 50. If I don't get through all 50 and you want to see me answer more questions, let me know in the comments below. And if you have questions that you'd like to see me answer, then let me know that too. Alright, let's just jump right in, shall we? I'm not going to put the questions up on the screen because I want this to be an easier video for me to do, so let's just jump right into it. Question number 1. How many countries have you been to? None. Well, I live in a country, but I've never left this country. I live in Melbourne, which is a city in Victoria, Australia, the state of Victoria, Australia. I have travelled to the city of Sydney and I have travelled to the city of Adelaide, so that is the state above me and the state to the side of me, but I have not travelled any further than that interstate, let alone internationally. But I would love to one day, and if I were to choose, the first destination I'd want to go to would be America for so many different reasons. Oh my goodness. And the second country I would want to go to would be the Netherlands, otherwise known as Holland, which is where my mother's side of the family comes from. Question number 2. How old were you when you learned how to ride a bike? I think I was 7. I remember the day very, very well. I went out with my opa, which is the Dutch word for grandfather, to his work, and there was like this area down like at the bottom of his work, like in the car park, sorry. And it was holidays, so there weren't a lot of people there, but I was practicing with my bike. I had been a lot that year, and I finally started riding on my own without any assistance. I was very excited. When we got back to my grandparents' place, my mum was there, and I told her, and she was very, very happy that I had learned how to ride a bike. So yeah, that was 7 years of age. Question number 3, is anyone in your family in the army? Currently, no, but back in the day, my grandparents were. My dad's mum and dad, my nana and granddad, have both passed away. They both were in the army fighting for England. My mother's father was in the army fighting for the Dutch. But yeah, no one currently is in the army. Question number 4. What would you name your daughter if you had one? Honestly, at this stage, I don't know. Way back in the day, I became the crazy cat lady, literally. I ended up having my first cat, I got my first cat when I was in a long-term relationship with a guy, and unfortunately, we couldn't afford to get her neutered, and the next thing I knew, we had literally, I'm not blowing this out of proportion, we literally had 20 cats in the house. It was ridiculous. But yeah, a lot of the names that I wanted to give my actual children, I ended up giving to my cats, and my first cat had the name that I would have wanted to give my daughter, which was Dani, short for Daniela, because at the time, being a big tennis fan, I was a huge fan of Daniela Huntakova. And then with her first litter, I started growing a Charmed TV show family. So I kid you not, I had a Piper, a Paige, a Phoebe, a Prue, a Leo, and a Cole. And yeah, but anyway, right now, I honestly don't know what I would name a daughter if I had one, but I would love for it to be an unusual name that could have a usual nickname, because growing up with an unusual name, I know what that's like. So it wouldn't necessarily be this name, but to give you an example, I would love to have a daughter whose name is Annika, and then her nickname could be Anna. So, yeah. The next question asks the same thing about a son. What would you name your son if you had one? So the first name that comes to mind is the name Micah, M-I-C-A-H. I always liked the name Michael, and one day at a job that I had in the past, my team leader's name was Mika, and I just always loved the name. Another name that I've always loved, and if I ever changed my name, I would change it to this, but maybe I could pass it on to a child, is a much more common name, the name of Andy. I've always loved that name, so yeah, I might use that as well. Next question. Question number 6. What's the worst grade you got on a test? My answer for this would be a resubmit in college. So I couldn't even get an F. You know, I had to resubmit. It was that horrible. But we learn, you know. And I think that's one of the greatest things about when I was at college. At the time, I was studying at a college called the Australian College of Applied Psychology. I was studying counselling, and yeah, I submitted an assessment very early on into the degree and was told, we're going to need you to resubmit this. Question number 7, what's your favourite subject? I'm going to look at high school for this, and easily my favourite subject was drama. I don't have to think about that. I was very fortunate and blessed at my high school that there were a number of performing arts options to study in high school. So at one time I was studying music performance, solo singing, dance, and drama and theatre, and I was a part of the school's production or musical theatre group. So yeah, high school was not the best time for me. I went through a lot of bullying, you know, physical, mental, psychological, or verbal, all that sort of stuff. But the performing arts experiences in my high school is what kept me going. And yeah, my favourite subject was drama. Question number 8, what song describes your love life right now? Yeah, I don't know, honestly, for 2 reasons. One, I am single, but in the words of Carrie Bradshaw from Sex and the City, I am single and fabulous, exclamation mark, okay? I'm single, but I'm contentedly single. I've done the relationship thing, and while there were pros, there were definitely cons to them. And being single, I am responsible and in charge of just myself, and I don't have to be considerate of someone else that I'm in a relationship with. So I'm happy being single. As far as the song that best describes it, I don't listen to a lot of music. It's just not my favorite medium. I read, I watch TV, I watch movies, I play games. Very seldom do I listen to music these days, so I don't even know what my answer would be for that. Number 9, is your father bald? No. My grandfather is, but my father is not, no. Number 10, what is your nickname? Francy. So yeah, some of you may already know this because my channel name I'm going to change it, but my channel name was Mr. Francy Reads, and this is this has an interesting backstory, so I'll quickly explain it for anyone who wanted to know. Back in high school, I made friends with a girl by the name of Jaren, and she found it hard to pronounce my name, which is totally fair because officially, the official pronunciation of my name is Francois. But, you know, I get all different variations. The closest anyone's come to it is Francois. The most common way that people have pronounced my name in Australia is Francois. But yeah, so she said to me in a very adorable way back in high school, she said, do you mind if I call you Francy? And it was just really sweet. And so I think, yeah, that's fine. And then another high school friend also adopted the nickname for me. Then we drifted apart, me and those 2 people, quite amicably. We just went in different directions. And then about 5 years ago, I made a new friend, and she gave me the nickname of Francy as well. And then I started teaching classes on a channel on YouTube. That's not this one, but another one. And so my name was Mr. Francy, and that's how Mr. Francy became the name that was on here. But yeah, my nickname is Francy. Question 11, do you sleep with the lights off or on? I sleep with the lights off. I struggle to sleep with any sort of a light. And this made it hard when I used to work the night shift. I used to work a graveyard shift from 7 p.m. to 10 a.m. And so then I would come home and I would be trying to sleep while the sun was up, and it was really hard for me to do. So definitely I sleep with the lights off. Question 12. What's the last compliment you got? The last compliment I got was, I always knew you'd do well. So thank you to that person. Question number 13. Do you usually remember your dreams in the morning? Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. I have the attitude, if I'm meant to, I will. If I'm not meant to, I won't. So, yeah. So do I usually? I don't know. It's like a 50-50 thing with me. Question number 14. How many pairs of shoes do you currently own? I currently own 3, but if you asked me about 2 days ago, I would have said I own 2. I don't own a lot of shoes. I don't need a lot of shoes, so I don't own a lot of shoes. Question number 15. How old were you when you found out that Santa wasn't real? We're not even gonna go there. That was a very sad moment in my life, so we're gonna move on. Question number 16. Who is your best friend? For obvious reasons, I'm not gonna go there. Question number 17, who is your favourite actor? I have many actors that I love, so I don't think I can just name one. If I had to name one, I'd probably say Tyler Blackburn, but that's just because I'm thinking about Tyler Blackburn in the moment. I got to know him on Pretty Little Liars and then other shows aside from that. But yeah, I don't have one. I have a very long list, and if you want to know the long list of actors that I love, let me know in the comments below. I might do a video about it. Who is your favourite actress? The first name that comes to mind is Holly Marie Combs. I have loved her ever since I first watched her in Charmed, and yeah, just have a great love for her. And I also need to mention Troian Bellisario from Pretty Little Liars, but also other things. I just think she's a phenomenal actress. Who is your favourite celebrity? I don't think I can give you just one. Back in the day, it was Delta Goodrem, who is a singer, funny enough, after what I just said. But I don't think I can give you one celebrity that I love. So, yeah, we'll move on from that. Who is your favourite teacher? Back in the day in high school, my favourite teacher, I had 2. The first one was a woman by the name of Miss Chachos. I loved her. She was my English teacher, and she... If I say she sunk to our level, it sounds wrong, but she adapted her syllabus to a way that would relate to us as students, and I really appreciated that. The second teacher that I loved was a teacher by the name of Miss Pavlados, who was my maths teacher. She was incredibly passionate about maths, and I wasn't, but she made me incredibly passionate about maths as well. Just to give one example that I will never forget, I remember one day she wanted to teach us stuff to do with division, and this is the type of teacher she was. She would walk into the classroom and she would say, "Today we are learning crazy divisions!" And she was just so much fun. Oh my gosh. I remember when we were doing the number timeline of like positive numbers and negative numbers, she would draw them on the blackboard. Yes, that's how old I am. Back when I was in high school, we had blackboards. But she would draw it on the blackboard behind her, and she would run back and forth alongside the blackboard going, "So if we have a positive 5, and then run, and we have a negative 6. And oh, it was so much fun. And then the following year, I had a teacher in year 9 for maths who walked into the room. I was very excited on my first day of maths. She walked into the room and she said to us, and I quote, "All right, everyone, take out your maths books and copy out all of the equations on the left-hand side. There will be no need to talk." And suddenly, I lost interest in maths. So, love for Miss Pavlados. If you're watching, hi. Question number 21. What song are you feeling right now? I am feeling... I have to be specific here. I'm feeling the song "The Show Must Go On" by Cristina Ramos. Even though the song is originally sung by Freddie Mercury, I love Christina's version of "The Show Must Go On," and I highly recommend looking it up. Just look up "The Show Must Go On" by Cristina Ramos, or Cristina Ramos, Britain's Got Talent, The Champions. Oh my gosh, so good. Question number 22. What is the best birthday gift you have received? It was a tennis racket when I was younger. My mother was so smart in the way she did it. She actually, the only thing I asked for that year was a tennis racket, and she hid the racket in the lounge room where all the presents were. And we got through all the presents, and because I couldn't see the racket, I realized, oh, I guess I'm not getting a tennis racket this year. Now, very quick backstory about my family. We had a very great quote that I grew up with, which was, we may not be rich financially, but we are rich in love. And we very much were. We were a very loving family, and we were brought up with love within us, and I really appreciated that. So rather than throwing a fit or a tantrum or whatever, I just thought, oh, okay, I guess I'm not getting one this year. I guess we couldn't afford it. It's fine. And then I'll never forget my mum going behind one of the chairs in the lounge room. My mum was a single mother back in the day. Still is, but anyway, she went to a chair in the lounge room, and she said, oh, I think there's another one. And she had hidden a giant stuffed Mickey Mouse toy gift for my sister as well. She said, oh, there's another 2 presents here. Oh, I guess I forgot about these. And the moment she brought the gift out, I knew what it was, because it was shaped like a tennis racket bag, and it was my tennis racket, and I was very happy. But since then, the best gift. Oh, it says, what's the best birthday gift? Oh, I thought it said Christmas, but anyway. But yeah, so the best gift in general was that. But the best gift that I've received lately are books. Anyone who buys me a book as a gift, I really appreciate it. Whether I like the book or not, it shows that they're invested enough in me to know the type of thing that I might like as a gift. So I always appreciate that. Question 23, what is your eye color? Blue. Question 24. What were you dressed as for Halloween last year? I wasn't. Halloween is not as big in Australia as it is in the United States. Part of me wishes it was, and part of me is thankful that it's not, so I don't know. But the last time that I did dress up for Halloween, I dressed up as the Angel of Death. And that was fun. Yeah, I got a long black robe, and I didn't have a scythe, but I had the robe. Yeah, and I was pretending I was the Angel of Death. It was fun. Question 25. What would be on your perfect slice of pizza? Okay, this may surprise a lot of you. What would be on my perfect slice of pizza? Cheesy crust, okay? Honestly, 9 times out of 10, I don't care what the topping is, but I don't like normal crust. I love the crust that is filled with cheese. So as long as it has cheesy crust, I'm good. Question 26. What would you eat every day if you could? Pasta. I love pasta. It is my favorite food of all time. I literally would eat pasta every single day of the year if I could. That's how much I love it. Question 27. What is the one item you cannot leave home without? My sunglasses. A lot of people might say their phone, but if I'm just going for a walk, I may not want my phone. So I say my sunglasses because my eyes are incredibly sensitive to light. So I need them. No matter what the weather is, I need my sunglasses on me. Okay, question 28. What would you want your last meal to be? Oh, so one of my best friends and I recently we were watching a video which was a compilation of all of the final meals that an inmate on death row ordered. And yeah, it was very varied, from some who would just want like one M&M to others who would want massive feasts. And I tell you what, if I'm going to be having my last meal, I'm going to go out with a kaboom. I'm going to order the biggest feast ever, like chicken, lasagna, pasta, pizza, and like, I don't know, 20 gallons of Coke and whatever. I'm going to go out with a bang. Question 29. What was the last book that you read? Lemon Drop Dead by Amanda Flower, and absolutely loved it. Gave it 5 stars. Question 30. What was the last date you went on? Too long ago to remember. I'm very happily single, so yeah, I don't have an answer for that. Question 31. What month were you born in? I was born in May. Question 32. What is your relationship status? Single and fabulous. Question 33. What is your worst subject? Anything to do with science. Science, chemistry, biology, anything like that? No, it's just not for me. Teachers have tried. It never worked. What is your zodiac sign? Is question 34. Taurus. Question 35. What is the worst movie you have ever seen? Sin City! Oh my gosh! How much time do you have? I'll make it brief. A friend of mine and I, we committed ourselves to watching this movie called Sin City, and we said that we wouldn't watch anything else until we finished it. Big mistake. Huge, okay? We started watching the film, we fell asleep about a quarter of the way through, and then we were like, oh gosh, we fell asleep, so we're going to have to start again. And so we did. We ended up having to watch the film 4 times because we fell asleep another 2 times after the first one. Oh my gosh, it was crazy. Sin City, I'll never forget it. If I had to recommend another one, it would be Platform. The poster for the film Platform looks amazing. The film, no, not so good. And the final question I'm going to answer today will be question 36, which is, which is, do you prefer to be friends with boys or girls? This was an answer that I would have answered differently back in the day. I definitely would have said girls. So I think for me, or really for anyone, the opposite gender to the gender that you are mainly attracted to is easier to be friends with because you can be closer to them without risk of it becoming anything more. And that definitely was the case for me. Being gay, it was easier to have better friendships and make friendships with girls than it was with boys. These days, however, I can do both. You know, whether it's men or women, it's pretty easy for me at the end of the day, but that's how it was. So there you go. That's 36 questions and answers about me. Are there any other questions that you would like to know answers to in general about me? Let me know in the comments below. Do you want me to finish off this list? Let me know that in the comments below as well. But in the meantime, I'm going to let you all go with peace, blessings, and so much love. Please do be kind and love one another and spread your sparkling energy all throughout the world. And until next time, have a wonderful time, you guys, and just be happy. Bye, everyone!